All right, so this medical debt, let's get into it. A couple of questions people ask me or message me about. Number one, they did not forgive the debt. What they did was said the Consumer Bureau, people who kind of regulate your credit score reported by Equifax and whoever else, they basically said that they can't use your medical debt against you, so it won't lower your credit score. The average person is probably getting lowered about 20 to 30 points. So you're talking about $49 billion, but that really only affects about 15 million people. Now, when you do that math, it works out to about $3,200 per person. It's not like people are out there having surgery and not paying for it. We're really talking about an average of a large copay. So a lot of times what happens is when you go to the hospital, let's say you have to have an appendectomy or something like that, an emergency surgery, and you have a high deductible. A lot of times people will, hold on, I'm cooking. A lot of times people won't be able to pay that deductible because they don't have time to be able to move funds around or whatever, and they sometimes forget. So what ends up happening is they'll have a high credit debt. Or, like me, a surgeon, somebody comes in and again, they're having a surgery, they really need it, can't pay the deductible, but their insurance says you owe the surgeon $1,800 because you have a $5,000 deductible. What some people do, and some physicians do it, and hospitals do it all the time, they report that to the collection person, who sometimes will put that on someone's insurance. Not on their insurance, but put it to their credit report as a way to threaten them if they don't pay the bills. And if you don't have the money, you don't have the money. But if you have a bad appendicitis, you need surgery. So what ends up happening is it gets put on their credit report. And when they go get a cell phone or try and get a car or something like that, they have to pay another deposit because they have a pretty bad credit score, or they can't get the car, or they can't rent the house or something like that. So what they're saying now is that they will no longer report that type of stuff to your credit. So if you get stuck out with emergency surgery and you can't pay the deductible, it's okay. Or at least won't affect your credit. You still have to pay that money back. So they'll still have to go after you, but they won't be able to threaten reporting it to the credit bureau or the Consumer Bureau as part of it. So we're not giving anybody free money. We're really just saying, hey, we're not going to mess up your credit because you had a medical problem, but you still need to pay us. Makes sense. Also understand that a lot of this right now stems from insurance companies creating these $2,000, $5,000 deductible plans when they used to be $200, $500, maybe $1,000 at the most. And as a physician, some practices want money over whatever else, and we need money to be able to pay our bills, be able to pay our employees. But sometimes they'll report it. I don't do that. Our practice, we don't do that. That doesn't mean if you don't have the money to come see me, but we don't really report it to the credit bureau. The Consumer Bureau. That's just not our thing. But some people do, and I understand that, especially with healthcare struggling like it is now. So no money, no free money was given. Just made rules in place so that 15 million Americans don't get dinged because they had a medical emergency. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, one other thing. When you come to a medical office, a lot of times what we'll do before we can do surgery is either ask for a percentage up front or put you on a payment plan before we start. If you have that conversation, a lot of times the rules state that they can't report you because you're paying something. So also don't get caught up in that hustle where you're paying on the bill, but they still threaten to report you. They can't do that. They can, but if they do it enough times, they'll get in trouble. Pay your bills, people. All right, take care.